We are here with Greg Gard, the UW-Madison basketball coach here in La Crosse. Coach, you got your Garding Against Cancer fundraising event coming up on September 12th here at the Student Center. You've had a few of these events in the past so far. Just what are some of your favorite moments of those nights, or what do you expect to see from the one here in La Crosse?
Well, I think as we travel the state, we hear so many stories of people that have gone through cancer or are battling cancer themselves, that those personal, heartfelt stories are really what you remember. And obviously, money raised is great. I mean, the more dollars, the better. And obviously, all of that stays local right here in La Crosse to help with patient care and cancer prevention. But I think the relationships and the personal stories and how cancer's impacted people are really the things that you remember and take from it. And like I said, having gone through it myself, I understand that journey, and it can be a very painful journey. But I think at the same time, there's a bond, so to speak, I guess, for lack of a better term, with people that have gone through that they understand everybody's journey and the highs and lows of it, and the ability to have other people share that with it. Hopefully it's therapeutic. Hopefully we can maybe for a little while, for an hour or two, take their mind off the things that are going wrong with their health and have them laugh a little bit or talk about Badger basketball or whatever it may be, just to give them a little bit of reprieve of what they're dealing with health-wise. But the relationships, I think, and the people have been the most unique and rewarding part of this.
Absolutely. And you mentioned the story with your dad and, having that professional high of getting the head coaching job, but then losing your father in that same year. Just how much does it mean to you to be able to, kind of do something about it? Not a lot of people have the platform you do that, you being the Badger basketball coach, you can show up and, really drive some interest and,
Right.
Helps raise some money for cancer.
Well, I looked at, my position when my dad was going through it as the associate head coach. I was able to have access to a lot of resources nationally to try to find an answer for him. And I think as a coach, you always feel you're wired to be invincible.
Sure.
You think you can win every game, you can always find a way. And what I learned through that cancer journey with my dad is you're not invincible. And there isn't a ready-made answer for what we were dealing with at the time. So obviously I had access to a lot of resources that maybe the general public or general person doesn't have. So I wanted to help maybe bridge that gap or decrease that gap, so to speak. So when people do get the news that they do have cancer or a loved one has cancer, that they have some resources nearby they can turn to, at least to give them some direction for help. And there's so many good cancer organizations across the state that help people. So we just wanted to be a part of helping people, basically, for a lack of a better term. And knowing that my dad was very oriented to help locally, our local umbrella really fell across the state of Wisconsin. So I think for us it was a perfect match, and it made sense in terms of our personal mission, but also where we felt really a need for the state was.
Sure. And you heard Coach Dernbach talk about just how much playing at the Kohl Center, playing against your team means to WIC teams. Just how cool is that to kind of give back to that league that you started your college coaching career in?
Well, I think it's great. I mean, there's so many, that's where my roots are in.
Sure.
And I have such an affection for Division III basketball and obviously this league because of my experiences with it and how I watched it do so many good things for so many people, including myself. So I think that's important. It's important in terms of understanding where you came from but also helping the state of Wisconsin. I think it helps perpetuate the popularity and the growth of basketball across the state, and understand that it's a great game for our players too, because they get a chance to play against guys that they maybe know, but also
Sure.
a team that's getting ready to compete for a season. So I think it's been nothing but positive all the way around in terms of the times that we played the WIAC schools. It's helped on both ends. I know it helps the schools in our league or in that league, and also it's been good and helps us take another step towards our preparation for our season.
Sure. And obviously Kobe King, the lacrosse guy, is on your team. Finally healthy this season after kind of battling back last season from his knee injury. Just how excited are you to watch his development this season, having that health and having that spring back a little bit for the full season?
That's been really rewarding to watch come to fruition, so to speak. And I think that's watching him this summer. Last summer he was really on a pitch count, so to speak. He couldn't participate in most of the work in the summer, so he missed most of the off season. And really it took him probably till January or February before I really saw confidence start to return. But he's had a full off season of preparation. He's healthy. He looks terrific. He's had a great summer. So I'm excited to see what could be next for Kobe. I know he's expecting big things, and I think we got big things planned for him.
Sure. All right, September 12th, Garding Against Cancer. Coach Gard will be back here in the area. Thanks for your time, Coach.
Thank you.